Well, first week in April, and we're slowly getting our barrels together, digging these out, and from in the snow still. So I'm just slowly, I got plenty of time, I'm just grabbing them when I can. That barrel's going to sheep camp, but these barrels are going right off to bear baits. So anyway, just starting to get in the swing of things. Hey folks, and welcome to Bear Baiting Alaska. If you've been to the channel before, thanks for coming back, and if you're new to the channel, thanks for joining us. So it is the first week in April. We are exactly 2 weeks away from the start of the 2025 spring bear baiting season here in South Central Alaska. So yesterday was April 1st, and on the 1st, you are allowed to register your baits, put out your equipment, your barrels, everything other than the bait itself. So we went out yesterday. I'll show you a brief video I'll attach here on our site. But yeah, I just posted our signs. There's still 3-4 feet of snow up in the mountains where our bait is, up there. But I mentioned before, I'm going to attach a video also, an older video, or actually it's from last season, last June, when we took our grizz over bait. And the reason is I mentioned that is because the hide finally arrived 2 days ago from the tannery down in the lower 48, and I'll show you what happened to that on a brief video as well. But I want to just stress one thing. I've had a lot of questions on the channel about that video. And that video, again, I'll follow that video up on this video when I'm done. But folks ask, well, why did you bother shooting it with a crossbow if you were only going to follow up and shoot it 4 times with a shotgun? And, it's a valid question. But let me just explain. So for those of you who've never shot a bear, and be it black bear or grizzly bear / brown bear, right? Bears are machines. They're to be highly respected. And, I know despite the fact that there's lots of videos out there, folks shooting bear and the bears just drop dead as soon as the bullet hits them or the arrow hits them. And that's great for those hunters, but that's not the norm, right? More times than not, right? Not always, but more times than not, when you shoot a bear, the adrenaline kicks in. That bear, even though it's dead on its feet, is still going to crash into the alders and run into deep cover, or any cover for that matter, that it can before it dies. And a lot of times it travels, like I said, 50 yards, 100 yards sometimes, even further, depending on the shot. And so the bear that we took in June, it's dead after the crossbow bolt. And I pinpoint the minute and time where you can actually see and confirm that happens. But the reason we did the follow-up shots is because it came through thick alders, and that bait is surrounded by a grove of alders that go to the mountain. And so, excuse me. Those bears, when they're hit, if they don't go down immediately, which is virtually never, right? Bears head to where they came from. And that bear weighed in excess of 600 pounds. And there were other bears in the area, because he wasn't alone normally. He happened to be alone on the shot, but normally he was accompanied by his mate. And so, yeah, even though it died in front of the stand, right, it took over an hour to get that bear out of there and then skinned out. And so the last thing we wanted to be doing was dicking around with a 600-pound grizz buried in alders, right, which we would have had to cut the alders free so we could even move around, and then we'd be in the thick of it when it started getting dark. And I know it was summer in Alaska, right, but in that part of Alaska it's about 22 hours of daylight and with 2 hours of twilight, and so it still gets dark in those woods. So that's the reason why we didn't want to have to wrangle that big bear out. of the alders, or be on the lookout also, right, for other bears in the area, because we're baiting. It's a bait site, so that's why. Yeah, the bolt would have sufficed. It was guaranteed kill shot, but since that bear absorbed 4 more 12 gauge shots after the bolt, I ventured to guess he would have went at least another 50 yards and buried himself in the alders, because that shot, you'll see the arterial spray in that shot from the bolt. So anyway, that's just a quick explanation. It's a good question. I would have the same question too, but anyway, enjoy the other parts of this video, and hopefully we'll see you out there. So be safe out there, and it's going to be a great season. I'm looking forward to it. I'm squinting here in the sun, which is nice to see also. It's 45 degrees here in south central Alaska. Lots of snow still around, but yeah, enjoy. I'll talk to you later. Shooting again. Shoot him again. Shoot him again. Again. All right, folks, that will do it for today from Bear Baiting Alaska. We'll catch up with you again next time we're out in the field. So until then, hope your season goes well and you stay safe out there. All right, take care, everyone.